it's sad. And that takes us to Zlatan, Big Lala. Zlatan has been mentioned. In fact, VDM came up with something, a video recording, a voice note of Zlatan Ibile saying he does not want to get involved in this. That's why he did not come out and say anything. During that interview, Sam Larry mentioned something. He said, because VDM said, say because it's Zlatan, a big name, now go free. He said, waiting, Zlatan are waiting. He was literally telling VDM that who is Zlatan, that he cannot. And Sam Larry also now came up and said Zlatan was there at the event, at the video shoot of that day, and that Zlatan can testify to it. He doesn't know why Zlatan is not coming out to say anything. Why
testify to what? That he didn't beat him up,
bro? I don't understand. You are saying you are angry with Zlatan because he did not come out and defend you. Defend you against what? To come and say what? When things were boiling up, Zlatan should carry his whole career and brand and everything and say, "Oh, guys, calm down. He did not assault him and everything."
I think there's a general notion in Nigeria that assault has to be, it has to involve physical blows. You don't know that you can. It could be an assault verbally. It could be a verbal.
Yeah.
It could just be normal intimidation. And that's exactly what played out, bullying and intimidation, which is a kind of assault.
But the same video we watch.
Exactly. So, and it wasn't even the first time, and things like that has happened. And he did it. He was so foolish enough that he did it, in front of camera. I saw camera was doing and said, "Damn the cameras." So again, it's pointless what they're trying to prove. You want to try, and you now drag Zlatan. Zlatan come and defend you that what? Could they not beat him?
You get.
He just shouted.
And then VDM came up and said, "Oh, Zlatan, I give you 48 hours to come out and deny this voice call and everything like that." You were telling Sam Larry. Zlatan, now I listened to the voice note. I feel like Zlatan was trying to be respectful to Sam Larry. He didn't want to say something that would, that's why I said his mother, his father, I've told him not to speak about it. Now, was Zlatan right to actually keep quiet about the whole thing? What could he have said?
Of course, what would he have said? Let's look at it generally now. For selfish reasons, whether it's not selfish or not. During that incident, the video went viral. People were talking, but everybody's hitting Zlatan and saying he stood up for Mohbad. That's good. Are you saying Zlatan should come up and now say something in support of the person who was bullying Mohbad when he's getting praises for standing up for Mohbad? That's thinking if he wants to be selfish. But generally, Zlatan doesn't owe Sam Larry shit to come online and
he does not
and come and take his back. No, you were caught on video assaulting. Why should I stick my neck out for you?
Exactly.
The best I can do is speak to you on phone, which is what he did, privately, right? That's the only thing I owe you. But to come out and publicly speak for you when you are the one that rubbished your name, I'm sorry.
Do you get? Because my point of VDM calling out Zlatan Ibile to say, "Oh, Zlatan, you have to come out," and so you knew about this. Wait. My point. The thing is, he said, "Zlatan, so you knew about this. Knew about what?" So basically, VDM is saying, "Zlatan, so you knew about the fact that he did not assault him and he could not come out to speak." So when he said, "Zlatan, so you knew about this and you did not come out," knew about what exactly? It's a stupid thing to say. It's a silly thing to say that Zlatan, I give you 48 hours and everything. He was there. Everyone saw that video. If you give that video to a 10-year-old who has brain to deduce and say, "What do you think about this video?" He will tell you someone is trying to assault. Because that guy flew out from the wheelchair.
Because if he sat down, of course, he would have been beaten.
Of course.
He had to get up.
Yes, Sam Larry talked about how it was area boys that were following him about. He didn't bring people. As he entered the place, they were following him. And now, the news story, VDM is saying the women who were there at the event, the women, the models, he has 2 million naira for them if they can come out. He has 10 million naira for them and everything. How is this whole thing turning really messy?
Now, pick fooling. Now, this is top 3 VDM fooling moments. Somebody will do a top 5.
You get
top 2.
Why should they come out? You're saying, "Oh, I have 2 million naira for you if you can come out. If you were there on that day, you have 3 million. If they're there on that day, what?" So they should come out and give them money. You think they will not change their name? They won't change their voice and say, "No, he did not." So is Zlatan you want to come and say that kind of thing again? Come on, bro.
You know, say
Come
power and influence they shark. This is an example of it for VDM. You know, he's gotten to a stage where some people literally cannot see any wrong in anything he does,
on.
right? And when you have people like that, you mistake it for, oh, you're doing the right thing, right? Even though you're doing the wrong thing. And there's been several instances of when he has clearly done the wrong thing, and people have taken his back regardless. And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why sometimes some people who are in their right senses do not they don't buy the gimmick, right? They understand. And again, some of those people that actually like him will take his back for anything actually came to their right senses with this, you know. Of course, VDM does good things. Everybody we know when he's doing the good things. But when he obviously doing the wrong things, I think people should be calling him out and calling him out of his BS. And this is just one of those instances that people are
Absolute BS. Absolute BS,
you
bro.
shouldn't think
Absolute
people are
BS.
foolish. You shouldn't try
Yeah.
to rewrite history. And he should not think that his brand is not
Because
a brand that cannot be damaged by
cannot
things like
fade away. Yeah.
that. So he needs to be more careful.
Because what's this whole point of you have? Okay, so I'm trying to imagine it. You have 2 million naira for anybody that was there on that day. Okay, you come out. What do you expect? Because you know what you want to do. You VDM, you know exactly what you know where you are. You know where you are going to with this. You know the conclusion you want to conclude from this. Everyone knows. Everybody knows. I mean, of course, they can see through you and everything. So you say, "Oh, I've got 2 million naira for anybody who has a." Let me even search for the post. You know, yeah, that's the this thing. He said, he said,
maybe I say
he said 10 million naira for anyone who can provide more footage from the music video where Mohbad and Zlatan were by the wheelchair and Sam Larry walked in with a group of boys. I need more scenes from that moment. Also, 2 million naira for any of the women seen in the video holding the wheelchair. That is what he said. Any of the women holding the wheelchair, you know, those two women holding the wheelchair for Zlatan and this, he said 2 million naira for them. So now you want them to come out and say what exactly?
Sam Larry, then no.
So let's even say they accuse Sam Larry of assaulting truly and all of those things. What will VDM do next?
Either he doubles down or triples down on it, or just change something to the next thing.
That's the thing.
I just wonder how this guy is able to take on so much and he's not. I'm pretty sure things that have happened in the past, he's probably forgotten right now. Because I think he's just a restless person that he just wants, there's something has to just happen.
Why is he bringing up this case again? That's
what I'm saying. I think something must just happen. Something high profile he must get involved in it. I don't know. I don't have to go all superstitious on this, but I don't know. that's what I see. There's no week that doesn't pass.
My conclusion about this is VDM, I mean, allegedly now, I think, you know, he probably has been paid to whitewash all this whole thing. He wants to generate these guys away from this whole issue.
I actually do not think so. I don't think he's somebody who can easily be swayed with money, right? I know that one. I can hold my hands out for that, right? I don't think he's that kind of person so far. But yes, I know he's a stubborn character that he doesn't like to follow the crowd. Naturally, if a lot of people are, unless he's the leader of that crowd, right? He's naturally against what a lot of people have said. I think there are people like that who are naturally, they don't want to be, unless they're the leader of the pack, they do not want to be part of the, the head. Things like that. I think that's naturally the kind of person is.
Well, I personally am not a fan. I know he does a couple of good things, but I'm not a fan. I would say it's right in public. I'm not a fan of VDM. I'm not a fan of VDM. One of my bosses has always said, "See, why are you not a fan?" I'm like, this guy does a couple of good things, but you can't do good things and then be doing. At the end of the day, if you put oil in water, no matter how big that water is, it's contaminated already. You understand? So no matter the good things, you do good things in Benue, in Abuja, your mother, you go to the bank, you call out this, call out that, and everything. But that is not legacy. Because at the end of the day, when you speak about your legacy, they speak about the good things you've done And they now say, but
These are the other
these are
bad.
the other part and everything. And
The
then
same thing with politicians. All politicians are, when it comes to, the people, they're bad, right?
if people have
But
to debate
they
your
are,
greatness, then
in
you're
some
not great.
people's eyes, they've done good for them, right? And that doesn't cover up.
Exactly.
Doesn't cover up the bad they've done.
Exactly. How should we move from this point? Because a lot is going to still happen in the next couple of days, Big Lala. What should you, or what would you advise that this whole, if you were to advise VDM or Sam Larry or Naira Marley, what would you advise?
I don't have any advice for them. They should continue in their show of shame. Is they can see people's reaction that people are not buying that nonsense, but they should continue anyway. But Zlatan, he's kept quiet so far.
Yeah.
He's still keeping quiet, and I think
Yes.
that's the best course of action. He doesn't even need to respond. That 48 hours, in fact, you should just tell them to do their worst.
And that,
When it's 48 hours,
yes,
when it's 48 hours, Zlatan should make up a post and say, okay, 48 hours, don't knack.
what are you going to do? Exactly.
I think
And
that's what you should do.
why did Zlatan in that voice call said that's why he doesn't like people recording his voice and everything? Meanwhile, his voice was recorded. Should Sam Larry get sued for this breach of trust or not?
If there is I don't know if there's such a law against I know
Recording
if
voice calls.
I know in maybe the UK, US, there are laws against, if you're going to record somebody, they have to consent to that recording. And again, if you get it by dubious means, even if you take it to court, it's not admissible and all those things. Now, this was a breach of trust, like you said, between Sam Larry and Zlatan, right? And Zlatan's fears were actually just put to bear. And thankfully for him, there was nothing incriminating on that voice recording. But it was just a move by Sam Larry and his
Is Sam Larry trying to buy him to say he did not, he did not assault them?
But it was a yeah move. Now, right now, he lacks. There's no respect for him.
No respect.
Not just between him and Zlatan.
That guy calls him.
Other people will be like, okay, record.
Exactly.
So it was just.
You're digging the grave. You're digging your hole further, Sam Larry. He's just dug a further hole, into that pit.
And the worst person to give your
you understand
recording to is who?
Is VDM.
The same VDM that took something for that he wasn't involved though.
Do you get?
Bobrisky and because you have beef with Bobrisky, you do not care about the other person.
That's the thing. I'm sure probably Sam Larry didn't tell him to record to release that and just say, Baba, this is the evidence.
Just before you know it.
Or he released it and he will say, oh, I don't care. I'm VDM. I'm this, I'm that, and everything. Like, I don't care. Now, everybody that wants to call Sam Larry or do this talk with him will say, Baba, I hope you're not. In fact, no one, everybody will be weary. He's just further dug his own, I would say grave at this time, because really that's what it is. And Zlatan will be really, really disappointed at this whole thing, and it's just getting really, really messy. And the most painful part of it all, Big Lala, is that this guy has still not been buried. Almost 2 years. September 12th, 2023, Mohbad left us. And this is, July, and we are still not having a date when Mohbad is going to be buried. You know how crazy that is? You know how crazy that is?
You know what's even more crazier? In mama and in papa, right? They are allegedly. I'm only reacting to a video I saw of the dad. The dad was saying, that people are saying they saw him and Mohbad's mom at a hotel. What's their business? Blah, 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 blah. So even the father and the mother have moved on, right? So what is now VDM's problem? What's VDM's problem? I think this whole thing just went months.
Everyone failed.
He went away the moment the government decided, we're going to do
autopsy and everything.
Autopsy took almost a year, right? So again, let's just move on.
How is justice this long? Okay, if you can't find justice, then get the boy befitting better and let
it end.
Unfortunately,
but what does justice entail for Mohbad? What do you think justice entails for Mohbad?
I think justice for Mohbad, if there's a law regarding assault, Naira Marley and Sam Larry should be facing some time. They should be getting some time behind bars. Ideally, if assault is actually, if assault has a law and there's concrete proof. Of course, the videos are there. Videos of even Mohbad saying, they want to kill me. And just coming from, it was at some point, there was a video of him running. And then at somewhere where he said, if anything happened to me, he already said it. He said it. Hold Malian record. He even now sang about it as well. So how many evidence do we need? Do you understand me? I mean, we could say, we need a place where Mali was actually now punching him. But I think there was a video of probably someone pushing him out or something like that at some point. Now, who killed Mohbad? I do not know. I'm not going to say, Mali killed him. And that's what Nigerian said. People who killed him, he went to his show. The nurses, I heard a nurse and everything. The matter is still very much. Let's leave that one. Let's go to the assault.
Again, that's the reason I asked you is what does justice mean for Mohbad?
Justice will mean that the people that have been mentioned in this whole thing should be properly investigated and tried out and sent the necessary that would make people feel okay, justice has been served.
But they are not necessarily, I know they make
justice wouldn't bring Mohbad back.
But they are not necessarily the cause of death.
Yes.
So when they are not necessarily the cause of death.
Yes.
But while he was alive, they were the cause of, they started the bullying and
the assault
and all those things. Fine. But they are not the actual cause of death. And that's what you can actually send people to jail for. I think if it's on record and proven that, of course, it's even on record, we can see for our eyes. We don't even need any court of law to pronounce all these things. Mali and Sam Larry, they bullied, they assaulted this boy while he was alive. They are not the cause of death. That's fine.
Yes.
But they were part of and parcel of, one of the things that drove him, crazy while he was alive.
Yeah.
He didn't have the peace of mind and all those things. And I don't know how true the instances of he had some mental issues. I don't know how true. That was what Mali had at that time.
Yeah.
He did these videos. His mom, his dad, is this. But again, you dug your grave. But the moment you started to bully and had issues, if somebody was difficult to work with, the best thing you could have done for him was cut him off the
let him go.
I can't work with you anymore, and let him go. But you guys kept him on Malian's record, right? You said you were trying to. No, he if somebody is giving you a bad rep, not the first time, not the second time, then cut him off, release him of it, and tell him, these are the circumstances of. Let him go. But you kept him on, and it's hard for you to even prove yourself that you did not. So good luck to them. There's no whitewashing here. I'm pretty glad that people know are seeing what this is.
You can see through. You can see through for what it is, and I also expect that Zlatan would not come out and address anything. I would expect that he keeps quiet and that he maintains that silence that he's been maintaining. Everybody can see through it all, and let's hopefully. Justice, I don't know, like you said, what would justice be now? To be honest, at this point when you just said this, maybe there may not be justice at the end of the day, but the people out there would take justice into their hands by canceling these guys forever and ever. And if anybody tries to come in, even VDM is not safe at this time. If he comes in and tries to double down on this whole issue, he may get cancelled as well.
You think?
I think
that guy has done some things that you'd be surprised the amount of people that agree with what he's done.
Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, some people also still agree with Naramali to say he did not assault him. Why so many people do not agree with him. So let everybody just be circumspect in what they do, and hopefully but yeah, it's a very, very sad situation. Lala, Mohbad is gone. He's still yet to be buried. That is one major thing, and hopefully this whole situation gets resolved. It's a shame that the family they've not covered themselves in glory at all. Absolute shame, absolute shit show. What Zlatan's father has done, wearing his clothes, singing his song, trying to record songs and going to the studio in the midst of the whole thing. The mother coming out to say, the father did this and that. He left the father. Everyone has just been very disgraceful over this whole thing. It's been a shame, like shame to the family, big shame to the family. At this point is when you can. So at the end of the day, who lose? Now Mohbad lose at the end of the day. He lost his life because Everyone is just moving mad, from whitewashing to bullying to family doing. Come on, even the Wumi, defending this. Oh, I'm not going to do DNA test. My father-in-law is this, is bad, it is, and then a lot of things has been going on about this whole thing.
That I think that is even deeper than.
Do you get?
They're trying to mandate. I think we should just move on from it. Enough has been said about.
It's just a shame. Nobody, not a single soul, has covered themselves in glory about this Mohbad issue. Everyone has just been moving really crazy, and it is sad. It's sad. All we can say is continue to rest in peace, Imole. We love you, and we wish you, eternal rest. Basically, we're moving on to